and of course everybody likes what they like. But for me, what the feedback that I'm getting from my fans as well as directors and producers is that my look is so different that while it's exotic and I could be that girl, that, sexy, sultry, seductive woman, I could also be the mom, the babysitter's, the babysitter's wife,
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
it is. So it's a whole lot of things that I can be, and I think that what my feedback has been is that people, when they watch porn, they want to be able to relate to that. They don't want to see this big muscular guy because that's
Reality.
Exactly. It's not reality. They don't want to see this girl that's perfect. They want to see, something that they can relate to. And that's often what I get when fans write to me, which, by the way, I do write back to all of my fans personally. But when they write to me, they say, I love how real you are. You're not fake. It's not mechanical for you. You're not a robot. All of the girls are like that, and you're so different. So I kind of
now was this your own personal idea to have this image of yourself the way you're doing it, or was this somebody else's suggestion that you could go out with this image and you'd do really, really well with this image?
No, you know what? This is just, what you see is really who I am. I don't really change. Obviously my personal sex life is going to be a little different than, going to set and meeting someone for the first time. But I am who I am, and I don't try to change things or conform to what people want me to be. Like immediately when I got into the industry, I was told by a couple producers to grow my hair out long and to soften my body, to not be so muscular. And I thought about it a little bit, and I thought, would I like to have long hair again? Yeah, I would probably, but right now I like this, and so this is what's going to work for me. I did soften my body a little bit. I'm still very muscular, very fit, should I say, not so much muscular anymore, but very fit. And people just, they love it. They love it because they can relate to it. And it's
now, when you say muscular or really fit, and you were apparently like a lot more fit earlier until people said something, is that just from working out in the gym so much?
No, I was actually a fitness competitor.
Odd. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I was a fitness competitor. I competed, just as a hobby. I loved doing it. I loved what it did for my body. I loved the discipline, the structure, dieting. I loved being able to transform, my body from one thing to another, and it was really, really a good thing.
How long were you a fitness competitor for?
I've been competing in fitness competitions for about 6 years.
Are you still doing it today?
I haven't done it since last year.
Okay.
And I got into porn. My last competition was last April. I got into porn in June, the end of June.
Okay.
So I haven't competed, but I'm planning on competing 2 times in October this year.
Wow,
So
Ricky, you'll have to send me some details on that so we can promote it for you. That'd be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's good. I kind of picked that specific month because I know, at least what my impression has been, is around the valley and here in California, a lot of production slows in October, November, December. One, part of the holiday. 2, they're trying to get rid of their stock that they've accumulated all year.
Right.
And 3, they're getting ready for AVN. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'll still work and I still, do my cam shows and stuff like that, but I'm trying to schedule it around those months when production's a little bit slower.
Oh, okay.
So that I can be a little bit leaner and more dense and, a little bit, I'll look more muscular. I'll be fit. I'll be very fit. So.
Very true.
It worked out
now,
good.
You have made your own personal mark in the industry with your looks, your style that you chose yourself. and you have made another, what I think is a pretty good mark. You described it to me in our talk just before the show, and I'll let you describe it now because I'll have no idea how to put it into the proper words. In the 9 months that you've been in porn, how many scenes have you done?
I've done 68 scenes in 9 months. And
now,
I booked them all by myself. Most of them, I would say probably about 95% of them.
Now, how do you book them yourself?
You know, I'm pretty good at doing like research, and I went and I got an AVN book, and I saw what categories that I would fit into, you know, because there's different categories. Obviously, I'm not going to fit into a teen category. I'm going to fit into a MILF category. So
okay.
I contacted the companies and just shot out emails and pictures of myself and said that I'm agent free and I'm looking for work, and they contacted me. And then,
wow.
you know, the ball started rolling downhill, and for a little bit it got a little bit quiet.
Do you consider yourself to be your own manager?
Absolutely, yeah.
Has it always been that way, and will it always be that way, or do you see in the future getting to the point where you can't handle it yourself and you have to get somebody in?
Well, you know, I've talked with people and that are in the industry a long time, and they suggest that if I could do it on my own, to do it on my own. And so far, I've been very successful in doing so. So what I plan at this point on continuing to do it by myself. It just seems logical, and it's easier, and it does become overwhelming. And sometimes, you know, I try to deal with booking my own stuff. Meanwhile, doing cam shows. I'm also shooting content because I'm getting ready to have an exclusive site. I'm with the XXX Fast Pass Girls with Nina Mercedes, so that's something that I'm working on. I also, you know, respond to all of my own emails. I respond to, you know, I Twitter along the way, and I have to find time to work out and, you know, juggle all of those things. And sometimes it could be a bit overwhelming. It can.
No
but
kidding.
I like it.
How do you find the time?
I make it. I mean, I'm pretty thirsty at this. I know that this isn't something maybe that I want to be doing forever. I'm like on a 5 or 7 year plan, but, you know, it's almost been a year, and gosh, it's gone by so fast. So
yeah,
we'll
no
see
kidding.
In 5 or 7 years exactly where I'm at. But,
now, like,
you know,
you made a comment when I was asking you before the show, when we talked about the show, I made a comment about the scenes, and you were talking about, well, sometimes for one show, one shooting, you can do 2 or maybe 3 or whatever it is scenes. Now, you also made the comment about how hard being a porn star was. Sometimes you can be sitting in the studio doing a shoot. You can be there for 12 or 14 or 16 hours a day. Now, you're in the studio doing that. Let's say you're in there for a 12 or 14-hour day, and you still got to come home and try and work out, and you've still got to do some content, and you've got to do some Twittering. So how many hours a day do you put in?
You know, I try to, I don't know if there's necessarily days where I put in, you know, 8-hour days. I can't say that, but there's definitely some days where I work much harder. There's days that I only do cam. I try really hard to respond to all of my emails, like right as soon as I get them, because they come to my phone. Sometimes it just, you know, sometimes I get backlogged a little bit if I'm shooting, let's say, that day or whatever. But I try, really try hard, and I thrive off of being busy. I love it. So, like, for me right now, I'm already booking into the 26th of
Holy
May.
smokes.
So it's good for me. It's been really good for me.
Now, how many cam shows do you do?
I try to do cam at least 2 or 3 days a week, and I do it for about 5 to 10 hours a week.
Wow. Well, you got my schedule all beat to hell. I don't know how you do it, but I congratulate you.
I'm thirsty, so, and I know that, you know, I mean, every day there's hundreds of kids young girls coming into the industry, you know. So I want to make the best with the time that I have. I want to make the best that I can with it.
Now, are you still filming or shooting shows for the adult entertainment industry? Are you still with the same company or the same people that you first started with?
I've shot, definitely. I've shot with Naughty America, I think 3 or 4 times now. They were who I originally started with. I've shot with Devil Films like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times. Girlfriend Films I shot quite a bit with for a while. That's all that I did for a while with Girlfriend Films. Now my focus isn't so much, I mean, if I get a scene, if someone calls me for one and I'm not working that day, I'll definitely, you know, take it, obviously. But now my goal is to, you know, work on my website, getting all my content together, continue doing content, because for me, I want something that works for me, not me working for it.
Wow.
So, and that's
pretty smart.
That I grasped that within the first, like, 4 or 5 scenes. I'm like, you know, logically, and I get it. I know that I need to start out. I'm trying to get my name out there. I know that it all plays a part. And I love working for some of the companies. They've been amazing for me.
Wow.
But in the end, my mindset is I want to be working for myself, and I want to make this work effectively and be more selective. And so that's kind of the why of the road that I'm at right now, is making things work for me. So that's what I've been doing. I've been really focusing on that and not maybe putting, you know, myself out there as much for shooting scenes, although I'm still shooting them. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
They're still there, and it's almost funny because I feel like now that that's not my focus, that I'm getting more of it.
Wow.
You know?
Now, you made a comment a little bit earlier. It might even have been before we started taping. And I want to ask you about this just briefly, just for a little bit of humor here. What does your family, away from the business, what does your family think of what you do?
Oh, you know, well, I don't think that some of them know yet.
Oh, okay.
My daughter knows, and she's extremely supportive. She's been absolutely amazing, like beyond anything that I could ever imagine.
Good.
My niece now knows, and she's very supportive as well.
Good.
Another niece now knows, and you know, I think I own it. I'm not embarrassed of it. I love it. It's what I do. If someone wants to judge me, then that's okay.
So be it, right.
I'm very, very okay with that, you know, because the people that really know who I am and know my heart and my mind, they will know that that doesn't define it just is what I do.
Wow. Now, is this something that obviously, and a lot of people do this, as a matter of fact, I do it myself. Is this something that you prefer to keep from your family, or is that just the way it's been?
I think that for myself, I think that the reason why it's something that I prefer, and reason being is because my mom's getting older now, and I don't think that she needs to worry and have all that kind of stress, and you know, she